Hey guys. Today I just wanted to talk about some of the reasons why I personally love blood pythons so much and why they quickly became my obsession over the last couple of years. Um, this is Electra. She's a 2-year old female red blood python. So, one of the things I love about them so much is their size, as a lot of people who keep bloods and other short tails know. They don't get huge like giant constrictors. They don't get 8, 9, 10 feet, 100 pounds. They're never gonna have to eat pigs, anything like that. You're not gonna have to have a 8 by 2 by 2 or a 10 foot enclosure for one. None of that. Um, they get a decent size. Big females might be 6, almost 7 feet, but it's not gonna be too much. They're never going to be too much for one person to handle, and you're not going to really feel overwhelmed handling one. They don't, they get a little bit bigger than a ball python, unless you have like a Volta ball, which they might be the same length, but they're still going to be a lot bigger girth wise. Another thing I love about them are their heads. I just love the way their heads look. I love how they watch you with their eyes. Like if you check on them, they'll just sit there and they'll watch you with their eyes without even moving their heads. I just think their eyes are beautiful. Another thing I really love are their colors. Take Electra here. She's a high quality selective bred for her colors, and she's beautiful. I love their feeding responses. Once you when you get yours and you get everything dialed in, and then once they start feeding, it's really rare for them to just come off food, like, because they love food. When I got her in, we got her and 3 others back in May, and it took them, I want to say, 10 days to settle down, well, comfortable enough to eat. But after that 10 days, I tried to feed them and they all ate, and they haven't missed a meal since. Another thing about these snakes is, please, guys, for those of you that are just getting into them, please do your research and get a tub. Like, I notice a lot of people that are into ball pythons are getting into these snakes, and you guys are trying to keep them just like a ball python, but you can't. Like, they are not the same on any level. These snakes are smarter than ball pythons. They're bigger than ball pythons. They're you know they're just not a ball python. You try to stick these guys in the same rack with your ball python, with that thermometer, you know, set at the Herpstat or whatever you guys got set at 90, and it's just not going to work out. These snakes are going to be so stressed out because they're not a ball python. They don't want those high temperatures. They don't want 90s. Good temperatures for these snakes. We keep all of ours at 82 to 83 degrees. Our Sumatran jade, we keep her at 80, and the rest stay between 82 and 84 for a hot spot, around 78, 79 for the cool end. If you have a room that's strictly for reptiles and it stays at 80, you don't need another supplemental heat source. 80 degrees is fine. But just please stop trying to keep these guys like ball pythons. It is very detrimental to both you as the keeper and the snake. The snake is going to be stressed. In return, you're going to be stressed. And another thing is, These guys don't do very well in glass. I see more and more people trying to keep them in glass. You just can't. Like, for many of reasons. Number one, glass doesn't offer a lot of ventilation, and these guys need a lot of ventilation because the bigger they get, the more they pee. The more they pee, the more ammonia they make, and that is very bad for them. They are heavy breathers and they cannot take all that ammonia. They just pee and they will sit there in their pee until we come home or we notice it and then change it. That's why spot checking these guys every day is very important, because they could pee and flood their tub at any moment. And if you go a couple days without checking on them and they pee, say you checked on them Monday and they pee Monday night and you don't check on them again until Wednesday or Thursday, you know that's 2 or 3 days of them just sitting there in their own pee, just breathing it in. That's why ventilation is so important. And I preach to everybody, tubs. And, you know, when they get bigger, PVC enclosures, and then you can drill or make more vents as you please. But yeah, I just want to talk about another thing real quick, is the misconception about these snakes. Like, there's a lot of myths. Basically, these snakes started as wild caught imports. You know, they were being caught over there for the Asian skin trade. And then slowly people started, you know, finding a few odd looking ones and they would send them here. Okay, so then you get wild caught snakes that people are working with that have been mistreated, that are in, you know, tight spots, that basically were meant to be in killed, treated like crap. And then that's what, you know, the keepers back in the day first started, you know, to have to work with. And that's basically where they got their horrible reputations, which are not deserved. They've come a long way since then. As you can see, we've had her since May, and she is a sweetheart. She doesn't strike, she doesn't hiss, she doesn't bluff, she doesn't musk. She is completely fine with handling sessions nowadays. And that's another thing too, handling. These snakes are complex. You can handle them all you want, but if you're keeping them incorrectly, if you have it too warm, you know, 88, 89 degrees, 90, it's not going to matter. If they're stressed out in a big 20, 30 gallon tank when they're just a hatchling and it's open and you don't have them anything they can hide under, they feel exposed in that glass tank, they're going to let you know. And it's not going to be fun for you nor the snake. Because like I said before, the more stressed out these guys are, the more stressed out as a keeper you're going to be, and that's not good for both. But yeah. So this is Electra. I just wanted to talk about them again for a little bit. But you guys enjoy your day, and I'm going to go clean a few snake racks.